Hi, my name is Umar Qureshi and I'm going to tell you the story of the iconic Milkha Singh today. I'm going to introduce you to people who are going to talk about that, who have lived the dream of Milkha Singh, the sports legend this country has known. Mr. Prasun Joshi, Rakesh, Mehra, Farhan, Akthar themselves. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. So are we going to talk about sports? Are we going to be sporty here? Are we going to be crazy here?
You want to have a race?
Huh? Nobody's competing with you. You're disqualified. You practically stayed with him.
I was training at Priyadarshini Park and he had come to Mumbai and Rakesh brought him to where we were training. So, I mean, everyone's touching his feet and all of this is going on. And then he's come in his track pants and with a jacket and he comes and he starts talking and he says, "Chalo, ek chakkar marte." And we had a wonderful 400-meter run. We did a jog together. We were shooting this song, Masto Ka Jhum. We were shooting this song and there was a choreographer, Ganesh ji was there, who had choreographed the song. And I just instinctively turned around and started doing one shake. And then Rakesh went and he said that, listen, whatever you planned for after that, I think just do this. You know, he's like, because forget the step, he's just looking really happy doing it.
How did this team happen? Like this team of Farhan as Milkha Singh and Prasun writing the story and the dialogues and this, script with you, along with you?
Poetically, destiny, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can elaborate.
Well, he mentioned this thing to me in a couple of other projects, and he said, "New project, shuru karna hai." I remember a couple of folklores were there, and a folk love story was there. I immediately gravitated towards this subject, and I took a couple of days, and then I told him that let's do this. This is the right thing for you to do, and because we worked earlier, I know the temperament he has, and for me to write. So he said, "Are you committing? Are you going to write it?" I said, "Yes, I will." And a couple of times we went back and forth and said, "Let's do it." And then after that, the journey started. And that time, nothing was written. We went to meet Milkha Singh ji and take his blessings. And we kept on meeting him, and I started developing the script.
How did, what was your first view when you heard the subject, you heard the story? You heard, it's very different from your
Yeah, absolutely. And Rakesh, we met, and it wasn't really so much like a script narration, but he just told me the story as he sees the story. In about like 40 minutes, he had run me through what this period of Milkha's life. The film does not span all the way till today. Yeah. It's about a period in his life. So he took me through that, and I felt incredibly moved by the story. There was a very serious emotional resonance that it created inside me, and it made me feel very inspired. And the only thing that could come out of all these feelings was to say, I have to be a part of this film, and thank you so much for bringing it to me. But really, it's an incredible story about an incredible person. And I mean, we always, as whether a director or as a writer, or for me in this one as an actor, it's rare that films like this come along. Yeah. It's very rare. So to get to be part of something that I mean, may potentially be that once in your lifetime experience that you could have.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is a very, very fortunate space to be in.
Yeah, but you didn't relax at all. You worked out very hard. You got into the skin of the character and into the muscle of the character also. Like, how did you work so hard for this role? And you're in great shape.
Thank you, but it's the requirement of the film. I mean, like, you can't say, yes, I want to be this character, but I'll not look like an athlete, at all. So, I mean, it is. I mean, of course, there's hard work, and you just get the right people around you to make sure that you don't injure yourself while you're doing that, to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and you're getting the right amount of rest, the right amount of activity. Schedules have to be planned to be able to, incorporate your time that you need to work out, to rest, to be able to eat at certain times. All this comes into play. But there's that much that you can do. You offer yourself into the right hands of other people, and then just stick with it.
Rakesh and Prasun, both of you were literally adopted by Milkha Singh. practically stayed with him in Chandigarh, right?
Spend a lot of time with him. You know, we used to sort of spend late nights discussing hours of discussions with him. And
I don't believe that.
record that.
I don't think Milkha Singh has a late night.
Oh, he is. He is. Well, he can give you run for everything.
That's the word, run.
Yes, he can give you, and you can't match up to him. He's much tougher at this age. He's much tougher than people very young. You know, he's really a tough man, and you can see that. You know, loha tapa hua hota hai jo, and you know, koila kala hai, chattan hone pala hai.
Yeah, I must tell you, the first time we met, the first time I met him, I was training at Priyadarshini Park. And he had come to Mumbai, and Rakesh brought him to where we were training. And he came, and firstly, so there was this one hushed silence that fell onto the track because there are all these athletes from railways, police, who come and train there. So for them to see him walking onto the track in itself only was just
it's a moment.
A moment for them. So, I mean, everyone's touching his feet and all of this is going on. And then he's come in his track pants and with a jacket, and he comes and he starts talking and he says, "Chalo, ek chakkar marte hain." And we had a wonderful 400-meter run. We did a jog together. And he, while jogging, I mean, there's one thing that you're jogging, but he's talking to me while running.
Not breathless at all.
No, nothing. He's talking to me about, you know, his life, and we are running on this track. And it's just incredible, that spirit.
You're saying that you couldn't like...
No, I mean, it's just for me to like be with him on this track, you know, like I didn't know what to expect. You know, I mean, I know he's much older than what he was from the time that we are portraying him. But I mean, the energy that and the spirit with which he came to the track, you know, and we went for this run together, it was just so incredible, and again, motivating. You know, I mean,
that's a moment for you.
And no, and it tells you something about him. I mean, I don't know if that had not happened, what would my concept of how physically fit this man was for it to still be there. You know, I mean, if you spend 20 years of your life training and running at that level, I mean, for the rest of your life, it's going to make you like this. You know, so just to understand his level of fit, I mean, if you see that now, you can only imagine how fit he was back then.
Can you
to be able to see that now. It's incredible.
Your dream project?
Again, you know, it's pretty...
सुन रहे हैं.
My dream project is yet to come.
Your lucky charm?
My kids and my dogs, I don't know in which order. Could be the dogs first.
Farhan, Rakesh has a very unique style of working, very different. His mindset is very different from regular directors, you know. How was it working with him?
I think Rakesh put it really well when we were just talking about it. I think it was yesterday. You know, after we go through in a prep period where you sit, you talk about the character, you talk about, again, just motivations, you talk about the emotional resonance of each scene. You have those conversations, and then once we go on to set, there was actually very little discussion about the scene per se, or very little discussion about marks and ye line tabhi aani chahiye, pause. There's no such discussion. You know, so on some level, it almost felt like every time you went out to do a scene, I would say apart from the races, because that has to be choreographed in a very specific manner. But apart from that, whenever you go out to do a scene, it felt like you're walking onto a stage for a play. You know, and you have the freedom as an actor to do it differently every time you go up there. And there's no director standing there to stop you and tell you, boss, aise mat karo. You know, audience is looking.
No one stopped in your tracks, literally.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so I mean, that freedom, it does two things. The first thing that it does is that it completely liberates your mind. So you're not worried or lacking courage to take the scene into a direction where you feel you may want to go, but somebody may not like it. So it gives you the freedom to be able to do that. And the second thing that it does is, with that freedom, it also gives you a sense of responsibility because of the amount of trust that's being placed in you. So to me, it's been a very new experience on that level of working, but thoroughly enjoyable. This one moment very, very clearly, we were shooting this song, Masto Ka Jhund. We were shooting this song, and there was a choreographer, Ganesh ji was there, who had choreographed the song. And at one point, the choreographed part for the shot was done, And of course, the music continued to play before they stopped it. And I just instinctively turned around and started doing one shake. And everyone, like, and all the Jawans found it funny, and everyone laughed. And it was just like, joyous kind of thing. And then Rakesh went and he said that, listen, whatever you planned for after that, I think just do this. He's like, because forget the step, he's just looking really happy doing it. So, so that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's just that, there's no hard and fast rules.
A lot of working as you went along.
It's just like, I mean, this is what you're supposed to be feeling happy. So you do what makes you happy. And that's an incredible space to be in.
Do you have a romantic angle in the movie?
Actually, they'll probably talk to you a little bit more in detail about in terms of his life. But he has also said that there's been many women in his life who've been very influential on him.
Wow.
And who have inspired him and who have motivated him. And there are certain relationships that are featured in the movie, one with Sonam in the film, who is a very important character in the movie. And there is a turning point in his life which she is like the key motivator of. And similarly, there are many things like this that happen in his life which are influenced by, including a sister who's another woman in his life who was a very, very key figure. But yes, of course, there is romance in
every
everyone's
man
life.
needs a motivator.
See, it is to be precise, if you go to the women in his life, except for his wife, there have been little influences. You can't say that there is a woman who came and sort of like a storm in his life. There have been many such instances in his life. So we had to sort of create an ensemble of it and sort of give a feeling. He's a complete human being. It's not that, we are showing a sportsman who only runs. बस आता है सो जाता है फिर उठ के दौड़ने लगता है फिर आके दौड़ने लगा. And if you have to show in a party also, he'll come running and take a kebab and run away. It's not that, you should know that he's a human being who will fall in love, who will have other challenges, who will have a sister. So we try to create a life of a human being and a sort of a complete life. And for that, yes, women are there in his life and they play a certain role in his life.
New girl for this also, Rebecca, right?
Rebecca Breeds, yeah.
Yeah. How do you discover her?
It went for casting auditions to Melbourne, and there various people auditioned through the local casting agents. And the moment Rebecca's audition was over, I whispered to the casting agent, will it be rude if I stop that exercise? I think we found a stellar.
Yeah.
So it was as evident. She was right out there. She's a household name there in Home Alone. She's
very popular.
Very popular. She's now on her way to, I think she's settled in Hollywood, LA now, and pursuing a career there.
You're a lucky charm?
I don't want to objectify them as this, but really to me, I feel having my two daughters in my life bring me a lot of luck.
Yeah. And the one thing that gives you a run for your money?
The one thing that gives me a run, it just gives me a run, for the money remains to be seen. but it's Sameer Jawara, my trainer, who makes me run a lot.
Okay, finally I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to do a little quick fire round with all of you. Farhan, your greatest regret?
My greatest regret? Not going for that press conference.
I thought not reading.
Nonsense. I know I don't like disappointing people, so I wish I could have gone.
Yeah.
I wish I knew.
Yeah. One work that you're proud of, by you?
No, that's very tough to say. I don't do anything else unless I don't want to feel proud of what I'm doing. So it's very difficult to say one thing.
Your dream project?
Dream project is still a pending script, I think, called Voice from the Sky, which hopefully someday I'll make.
According to you, who's Mr. Perfectionist in our industry?
I thought, maybe just for the sake of humility and modesty, we should not take each other's names.
If you were to pick a brand ambassador of Bollywood, it would be?
I think for my generation, I think it's Mr. Bachchan. Yeah, he represents Hindi film.
Your lucky charm?
I don't want to objectify them as this, but really to me, I feel having my two daughters in my life bring me a lot of luck.
And the one thing that gives you a run for your money?
The one thing that gives me a run, it just gives me a run, for the money remains to be seen. but it's Sameer Javara, my trainer, who makes me run a lot. Yes.
Thanks, Farhan. Rakesh, your greatest regret?
I can't sing or Besurika I am, but I'm learning.
One work that you're most proud of?
I love cooking, so I'm really proud of that.
Oh, wow. Your dream project?
One day it will come. Right now it's definitely
Your
Bhaag
brand
Milkha
ambassador for Bollywood?
My brand ambassador for Bollywood is, if it was not a face, it would be the music of Bollywood.
That's so true. Your lucky charm?
My kids and my dogs, I don't know in which order. Could be the dogs first.
Suppose Farhan has said no to this role, your next pick would have been?
We would have then had to request Milkha Singh and asked him to look 25 years old and do the
What
part.
gives you a run?
Stories and more stories, and you know I'm very greedy that way. I want to make many films at the same time, so I end up not doing even one for very long.
Prasun, your turn. Your greatest regret?
Well, I should have been born, in the era of Ghalib.
One work you're most proud of?
I am always proud of the current work. Right now, I'm most proud of Milkha Singh, Bhaag Milkha Bhaag.
Your dream project?
Again, it's pretty.
Sun rahe hain.
My dream project is yet to come.
Who should be the brand ambassador for Bollywood?
There should be brand ambassadors, in my opinion. Different people representing different craft of Bollywood, because it's not just one face can do the trick for me. There should be someone from music. There has to be someone from acting, someone in direction.
Very true.
I think there has to be faces that will make Bollywood really represent well.
Your lucky charm?
My mind, actually.
And according to you, who's the greatest lyricist in Bollywood? Like, suppose you won't be to be modest.
Of all times?
Yeah, his favorite.
Sahil Saab, I think, will have the perfect balance of poetry and popular.
We're all looking forward to Bhaag Milkha Bhaag. Hopefully, everyone runs to the theatres and we become a nation which is even more fit and gets even better. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Always great fun to.